A Filipino American chef brings her vegan Filipino dishes to the San Francisco International Airport. Chef Reina Montenegro partnered with restaurant Mama Go's Filipino Cuisine to give vegan options to travelers and visitors of SFO. Chef Reina says it's been her dream to share her food globally, and she joins us now live via Zoom from San Francisco, California. Good morning from Manila. Good morning, at least from us here to you there, Chef. How are you? Good morning.
I'm very good. Thank you so much for having me. Such an honor to be here. My parents would be very proud.
Have you. Listen, Chef, it was just last month when Mama Go was launched at SFO, and you're its inaugural community partner. So how did this partnership all come about?
So she heard of me from another product that I was promoting. And so she heard of me and she invited me over, and I did a video for her. And then finally, when she decided to restructure her business, her name is Iva Chen, by the way. She's one of the director of operations, also one of the owners. She decided to help the community, the local community, to lift them up. And she chose me as the first one, and we've hit it off. And I think we're doing amazing at the airport. And I'm so, so happy for its success.
We are so happy that Filipino cuisine is really on the global stage. You can't help but sort of wonder how much more exposure we're going to get from the fantastic cuisine that you are offering. Now, you were born and raised in Dumaguete City, but moved to California in 1997. You've had 3 Filipino vegan restaurants, or I'm not sure if they were vegan restaurants in the Bay Area, called Nick's Kitchen, Nick's on Grand, and Nick's on Mission. Then the pandemic hit and the eponymous Chef Reina was born. Originally a delivery-focused service, and now you have a brick-and-mortar restaurant offering vegan Filipino dishes. When did you start championing this cruelty-free vegan lifestyle? Have you always been about the vegan cuisine?
No. I wasn't a vegan until 2016. I was a pork-eating Filipina. I really was into traditional Filipino food. I grew up with it. It started with health in 2016, and it just evolved into everything else. Now I'm all in. I'm vegan for the world. I'm vegan for the planet and for the animals.
Right, and many people are actually. Tell us about the food that you offer at Mama Go's and in your own, your restaurant that's named after you. I understand that you've got favorites like sisig, tocino, lechon kawale, you've got kare-kare, leche flan, I believe. How do you offer these classic Filipino dishes, which are very meat-heavy, and how do you veganize it and yet maintain the unique Filipino taste?
So I'm all about the texture. Taste is easy because meat really doesn't have any flavor, right? So all you need to do is flavor the substitute like you're flavoring meat. It's the same exact thing. So I basically devoted my entire vegan life in 2016 to really get the flavor and the texture. I mean, a lot of R&D, a lot of trying things and having meat eaters try it. And so I'm proud to say that 65% of my customers are not even vegan. They just come because they love the food. So that really is my goal. And I feel like that is my purpose in life, is to convince people that you don't really have to eat meat to have culture and to have the taste of home.
Was it tough though? I mean, surely you've said you had to go through a lot of experimentation to find ways to create that texture. We're talking about, contrasts in crunch, contrasts in sort of the softer or maybe more slippery sort of textures that we're used to when you have the contrast. How hard is it to veganize?
You know what? In 2016, it was very difficult because there weren't a lot of vegan products and vegan ingredients that you can actually use. When I started being vegan, I had to make my own stuff. I had to make my own condensed milk. I had to make everything from scratch because it wasn't widely available. But now there's really no excuse. I mean, you can be vegan tomorrow if you wanted. We have everything veganized already, products everywhere. So yes, it was difficult. My products now is still difficult. The prep is hard, only because I always aim for the best. Because if I'm going to convince a meat eater to eat my vegan meat, it has to be as good as the real thing. So
or better.
That's why it's hard.
All right,
Yeah.
Chef, it's Filipino Food Month this April. For you, what makes Filipino cuisine stand out? How do you make non-Filipinos sort of really take notice of what we have to offer?
I believe that it's the most tastiest cuisine. I mean, I know I'm biased. I mean, I
Yeah.
grew up, I just feel like we have been infiltrated with all these cuisines from all over the world. I feel like we're the most colonized country, to be
Yeah.
honest. So we have a lot of influences. And so for us to have this Filipino food that it has Chinese and Spanish cuisine and all these different cultures mixed into it, I feel like it really does cater to everybody. It's not just for Filipinos, but I think it really does stand out to the world.
But from your clients who have tried the food, what is it that they mention that they talk about? When I have friends who come over and try Filipino food for the first time, they talk about how tasty it is. We season to a different level. They really love how tasty the food is.
Yes, we really do. I mean, that's how we are. We're all about flavor, right? I mean, if it doesn't have flavor, it's not going to be good. So we're all about that. And I feel
Right.
like we should be proud of that. That should be what we should be proud of. And we should tell people. And I know I've seen a lot of top chefs in the US that are really recognizing the Filipino cuisine. And I'm really proud of that. I just saw one today and I was so proud. I almost cried.
Well, we are proud of what you are doing. Thank you for sharing the best of Filipino cuisine, and best of luck on all these new ventures. Thank you once again, Chef Reina, for sharing your story with us here on New Day.